Hello everybody, this is Grandman once again here, and today I'm interviewing Panther. Hell yeah. First question, what are you most focused on currently? Winning the rest of your games in the regular season or the playoffs?
Well, right now, as of now, I am focused more on the playoffs, actually. The regular season for me is just going to be a warm up for the playoffs. The regular season right now is just we're testing out new things, seeing what we could do with players at certain positions since we haven't had a spark at wide receiver or corner all season. Me and Tanner are trying out new things. G and I are trying out new things, and we hope to get Galaxy going too. It'd be awesome if we could get him going, get another wide receiver. Um, that's about it for that answer.
All right. One thing I noticed about Galaxy is he's always annoying people in the regular games. Is there anything you're going to do about that?
Well, um, I don't know. I mean, I hope that he stops doing what he's doing, and I know what you're talking about. I've seen it. I've warned him. I'm gonna give him a few more games, and if he does it a couple more times, I think it's gonna be his time up here
All right.
in Weedieville.
All right. If you couldn't win the Grand Bowl, which team would you pick to win?
The Seahawks.
No.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
If I had to pick the team, if I had a team to pick the win, I can't talk. If I had a team, all right. Okay. The team that would win the Grand Bowl besides us right now, the Islanders. Straight up, I'm gonna say that right now. Mod and Cow, yes, they've won games together, but who gave them their only loss? The Islanders. Who is spreading the ball around? The Islanders. Who is giving Ace and Ton the ball? The Islanders. Who is getting...
The Islanders.
Yeah, you can answer the rest of those. The thing is that the Islanders have more experience. Mod is not a top-tier player right now. Right now he is. But he chokes. He's going to choke in the playoffs. Playoffs. What am I... Ah.
Same thing.
He's going to choke in the Grand Bowl if we don't make it. He's going to choke. Cow. The Islanders can figure out Cow. He's not that bad, but he's not that good either. I mean, there's simple ways. You can Moss Cow easy, especially when you have Ton and Ace. I mean, those two can easily Moss Cow. I mean, I'm not going to showboat, but I mean, I've Moss Cow 8 times this game. I mean, I'm not going to showboat. I've even picked them off twice. I picked those Hawaii Islanders to win if we don't.
All right. Okay, so who do you think deserves the MVP trophy for the season?
All right. This is a tough one, but mine is going to be a two-way tie. Honestly, we have one player that deserves it and one player who's just going to get votes. And you can answer those by yourself, Graham. So the one player that I think that actually no, I'm going to answer that for you. The one player that will get it by doing well this season, being a good coach, all that stuff. MVP, straight up Welker. I mean, I posted on the Facebook group. It's gonna be Welker. He's gonna do really good. I mean, you look at the playoffs. If he does good in the playoffs, if he does good at the end of the season, I think he's gonna be that MVP. Look at all the stuff he's done this season. He has 11 passing touchdowns. I think he's in the lead of passing touchdowns, and besides the stats, I mean, he's a great player on the field. He always makes plays. He's a great coach. He never talks trash. I mean, the only reason he talks trash is because our players are talking trash. That's normal, though. The Islanders team is full of award winners. I can tell you that right now. And MVP trophy will go to Welker, but the popular vote will go to Graham. Because you have 15 rushing touchdowns. Everyone's going to look at your stats and say, all right, we look at Graham's past. What has he done? He's passed the football a lot. Well, now we look at you now. We look and we see 15 touchdown runs. I'm just saying this is going to be a popular vote. A lot of people are going to be voting for Graham, and a lot of people are going to be voting for Welker. In the end, it's going to be a close race. But if Welker's not an MVP award winner, I don't know what an MVP is.
Yeah. So, which team do you think is the toughest team when you play against them?
You missed one.
I did. Well, I'll just answer that one anyways.
All right. The toughest team to play against, honestly, is UAB. I will give it that. The Raptors, yes, they're good, but they're not. They destroy us enough that it's not called tough. It's called they get the ball and they score. The Islanders, yes, they're fun, but they're not a rival. I mean, they've been a great team. We've had our games where we beat them and they beat us, but UAB, the rival, of course, is always a tough game. But last game was probably I think that was probably one of the largest margins that we've had in a win for us. I don't remember against UAB. But I just know that this rivalry is an interesting one. I mean, it's like the classic rival: Ravens, Steelers, Packers, Bears, Seahawks, Packers.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at those. You look at them, and UAB is a good team. They have a good team down there. I mean, if they keep the team they have this year, next season, I say year, but I don't want to say season. They have a good team this season, but next season they're going to have a great season, and it's going to be an interesting year because, God, I keep saying year. Season.
Doesn't matter.
Because we swept them this season. I'm sorry, but I had to bring that up.
Okay.
All right. The next question.
If you couldn't be on the Wheat Thins, which team would you be on?
What team would I be on? This is a risky one. I mean, I don't like them. I don't like Mott's Tigers. I won't get playing time. I don't like the Islanders. They just won't work for me, and they have too many good players. I mean, you look at UAB. UAB, great veteran talent up there. I'd go to UAB. I mean, it is a rival, but, I mean, look at every player in the NFL. Look at them right now. Look at what happens in the NFC North. Julius Peppers went to Green Bay after playing for the Bears. Look at this.
Jared Allen.
All the Packers and the Vikings. Brett Favre went to the Vikings. Greg Jennings went to the Vikings. Darren Sharper went to the Vikings.
Jared Allen.
Yeah, Jared Allen didn't play for the Packers.
I don't care.
Ryan Longwell went to the Vikings. Darren Sharper went to the Vikings. All these Packer players went to the Vikings. And, yeah, that's about rivalries. And I'm in for the rival. I like it. I would go to UAB if it was a choice.
Which individual player do you think fears you the most?
I don't know anyone that fears me. I'll actually answer a second question too for this one by myself. That's not on this list. Which individual player do you think fears me most? I want to say Richard Sherman, but that's not right. I want to say Cal. Cal, he doesn't fear me, but he knows I can do really good against him. I mean, last night, I have to bring up last night, 8 catches on him. I mean, he made a big deal about it because I don't think any players really got 8 catches on him besides the Skyping thing last year. But, shut up. But, yeah, that player, yeah, he doesn't fear me, but I'm pretty sure he knows that I can do better than him, and in that way, he thinks that I could become a better player, but it's confusing. But here's the other question I have for myself. Which individual player do you fear the most? What player do I fear the most? Let me think. Now, I think of players I think of that I could fear. I think of Ace. I think of Ton. I think of London. But honestly, the player I fear most would probably be
Silent Steeler.
No. The player I fear most would probably be G. I'm gonna be honest with this. Whoops, sorry. G played me back in the day, as of last season. I feared him. I didn't want to play him. But we won and we whooped their asses like 84-30 something or something like that. But it doesn't matter. But even though we won, I was still fearing that G is better. Because, I mean, he's a better player. He's smarter. He can tackle. He can sack. He can pick. He can catch. He can pass. He can all this crap. Not a lot of players can do that anymore. I mean, Graham, not to offend you, but look at you. You're not a wide receiver. I mean, you do have wide receiver stats, but it's not like you're fancy dancy one. Mm-hmm. You're not a corner, even though you have a lot of picks. You just get lucky at linebacker.
Yeah.
You look at Ton. He's not really a linebacker. He's not an all-around player. ace. Well, I mean, you could put him as an all-around player, but it's going to be a waste. I mean, the close second would probably be Welker. Welker and I have a really deep past in this GPFL, and it's been an interesting past with him as I gave him the reins of coaching, and he began what is the Islanders, and they're a really good team, and they're heading for another top seed playoff berth. And boy, if we don't win the Gramble, I want them to win the Gramble, and I'll be proud of Welker and all them over there.
How are you going to prepare for the playoffs?
Man, how do I prepare? I've really never prepared for the playoffs. I mean, G has this idea we're doing now that I can't explain,
Mm-hmm.
but we're gonna do that, and it's on my phone. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I mean, plain as that. That's how we're preparing. We don't practice. Practice just it doesn't help at all because I don't see how this practice helps because either way, I'm not gaining skill. I mean, I haven't gained skill through practice. I gained skill through games, and practice is just a waste on this game. Practice. We're talking about practice, but God, I was trying to go Allen Iverson there. But as a coach, I'm not into it like this big. I'm into it this big. I don't really call. I call plays, but G calls. I'd say 65% of the plays. I call a little bit less than that. 35 or yeah. I was trying to think my math there. I don't see myself as a coach that's ready to call my own plays yet, but when it's time, G will let me know when it's time for me to be ready because I've been trying my hardest this season to win games, and we have two, and they're against our rival, and it's really, oh man, I feel so good. 2 wins, 2 losses. Going to be 2 wins, 3 losses, though. I'm sad about that, but who knows? Maybe a miracle will happen. Maybe I'll make a comeback like I did last season against the former Raptors. That's interesting. Well, Graham, I have one question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you pick to win Coach of the Year?
Me.
Shut up. No, you don't. Who do you really pick to win Coach of the Year?
Probably whoever the coach of the Islanders is.
Welker.
I don't know because 3 people like call plays. It's so confusing to me.
Yeah, you're talking to me, and we have to face them week 6. God dang it, I keep dropping that. We lost them 27-31 in week, 3? 3. We lost to a heartbreaker. It was so dumb. Whatever.
Okay, well, thanks for watching, everybody. It was a pleasure having you on the first first interview for the first Skype interview on Graham's YouTube, whatever. So thanks for watching, and as always, go Seahawks!
Show number 1 person. Let's